Right now, I am currently studying law, history, English, and sociology. Those are my four A-level subjects currently. Very difficult, by the way. I definitely know that I'm not going into business, medicine, or engineering because I have specialized into the humanities and social sciences. So I am definitely looking at something to do with maybe international relations or law, global politics. So that's the area where I'm going into, diplomacy and such things. So humanitarian work, that's the avenue I'm working towards. What made me pass my AS exam? It would be a combination of a lot of things. Firstly, I would definitely say self-discipline, because this is a syllabus that is highly challenging, and if you're not self-disciplined, then you might be looking at some very bad grades at the end when you come and collect them in August. So I'll say self-discipline goes a long way into ensuring that you pass and you get the grades that you want. Secondly, I would say it also has to do with the teacher's determination and the consistent demand of you achieving the best you can possibly get, because we have teachers here who have worked with you in the past and who know your abilities, so they're able to push you to your absolute limit. And I'm lucky enough to have such teachers. It's not every teacher who would want to push you. Not everyone's got to put all that effort into one particular student, but here you have teachers who will look at a student individually and work with every single student in that classroom to ensure that they get the best possible grade. So for that, I have to commend the teachers on the work they do here at St. Austin's, because they really do push you, and I would say that that is another reason as to why I was able to pass my AS. Thirdly, I would also say that I have a mum who is she's very insistent on getting the best possible grade. So she is someone who pushes me to my absolute limits. Always tells me that you could get better than that. Even if it's a B, you can get an A. So she believes in me extremely. Sometimes I tend to tell her to be a bit more realistic, but I think she knows what I am able to get. So with her assistance, I can push myself even further. And lastly, I would say is just my nature. I am someone who wants to achieve highly in whatever I am doing, and I am very passionate about the subjects I'm doing. For example, I could say I'm addicted to history. I am very, very invested in history and humanitarian things. So when it comes to law, I always want to learn more, do my research outside of the classroom, and even do research on things that are not in the syllabus, just to get an understanding of what's going on in the world and stuff like that. And in history, I would look at history from another period in time that we're not even focusing, but somehow relates to what we're doing. So yeah, I just have this passion for the subjects I am doing, so therefore I want to achieve highly, and I tend to have this competitive edge where I just want to beat myself. Last year, maybe if we were looking at year 12 and year 11, I would have gotten maybe an A. I would push myself to get an A star. So I have that competitive nature within me to compete with myself to get the best possible grade. I would highly recommend that other students join the St. Austin's A-level program, because as I've previously mentioned, we have teachers at this institution who are very committed and demanding with their work. So you're guaranteed that you're going to have teachers who want the best for you and who will help you to achieve your goals as an individual. And every A-level student will say that this is a very difficult and rigorous syllabus, and the 2 years of A-levels, year 12 and 13, are very demanding. And it is good to be in an institution where you know that the teachers are there to support you. And secondly, the atmosphere amongst the students is very supportive, and that is something I can definitely say, and from my experience, I've witnessed it. As a year group, when you're in year 12 or 13, your peers are there to push you and to help you get where you are, and you help each other, so you're able to work together to achieve your goals. I've had many friends in my subjects who we've been working with since year 10, 11, 12, 13, and each year we're consistently working together to try and make sure that each and every single one of us is getting to where they want to be. So I feel like there's a great sense of camaraderie between students, and that atmosphere is amazing to help you achieve your goals. So I do believe that you will definitely be successful at St. Austin's if you join our A-level program, because as I've said, it's a really good institution for learning.
My first day was actually a bit of an interesting story. So I joined St. Austin's when I was in year 1, and I had come from Ethiopia, and I was very anxious about being back. I really liked Ethiopia, and I don't know, I was very anxious about being back. And before I was in Ethiopia, I went to a school somewhere in Riverside. So on my first day, I was having really bad separation anxiety from my parents because they both dropped me off. And as I was walking in, I remember it was assembly. So you had all of the classes kind of lined up in front of the stage. And I think our head teacher was giving a talk, some kind of back to school talk. And I scanned everyone in the assembly and I saw my old nursery school teacher. And I don't know, in that one instant, I just felt the familiarity of the school and then what would become, I don't know, the rest of my time here. And people have said it before, but this school is my home. There was a teacher who had taught in my old nursery school. And as I said, I was having very bad separation anxiety from my parents. I'm an only child, so I gave them hell anytime one of them had to leave. So I was walking down the corridor, I was crying, I was holding onto them. I did not want to leave. But the second I saw her, it was a familiar face, and I think that was the first instance of the school feeling like home to me and feeling familiar. So I've been here my whole life. I joined in year 1, so my entire childhood, my whole adolescence has been spent here. So everything that I've been able to achieve, all the characteristics, pretty much my entire personality has been shaped inside of here. And I really think it's due to a number of reasons, but the school is very close, it's very familial, right? And I feel like I found a second home and a second family here, while also being, pushed academically, pushed extracurricularly. It's developed me a lot, but I think most importantly, the school gives us a lot of opportunities to interact with us other students on less of a superficial level. So I've really understood what life can be like for people who are in school. And I don't know if that makes sense, but when you come to school, you meet people and you think these are just students. Before, at least for some time of my life, I used to come to school and I just used to think that, people are people, they're just students and we come to the same place, right? But through, things like peer mentorship, you really get to understand that people have lives and they have personalities and they have struggles, and it's developed a really deep empathy and compassion in me, right? To see more past the superficial and past just passing people in the hallways. I do the sciences, so I don't know if it's a facet of the sciences or if it's the way that it's taught, right? But they're all connected. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate how connected all of the subjects are, right? You can take a concept from physics and it'll help you understand something in chemistry or biology. And furthermore, the way that the teachers really try to emphasize that kind of connected learning, for me, it's helped me kind of bridge the gap between concepts I don't really understand. So the classroom is really discussion based, and I really appreciate that because you get to bounce ideas a lot, and that also helps facilitate the connected learning, because if a student isn't understanding, well, the teacher will come and say, okay, we're looking at it from this perspective, how about we try from a different way? So that's the two main things that I really appreciate. It's connected and it's discussion based. I would highly recommend for anyone who's considering doing A-levels to join our institution. Although A-levels can be rigorous and exhausting at times, I feel like the rewards, they greatly outweigh the work that you put in. You really do reap what you sow. It's internationally recognized. It gives you a really deep understanding of the content that you want to learn about, and it helps you specialize earlier, which is a good thing, both from the perspective of helping you understand if the course that you want to do is really something that you're interested in, and helping you create a deeper understanding before you go into university. And it's kind of a common saying here that if you do well in A-levels, you kind of have an easier time when you go. So I am hoping to do either biomedical science or medicine. But I think I would like to do more, I think I would like to be more research focused. I've really found that during my time here, I have developed a really deep passion for understanding genetics and oncology. So I'm hoping to be able to pursue a career in that.